Count money, man. Stack riches. Trying told him I'm a beast, bud.
What's up, gang? Welcome to the G.R.I.N.D. Simon Arias here. Get ready, it's a new day. What's up, gang? Welcome to another episode of the G.R.I.N.D. Get ready, it's a new day. And I think this is a story. This is somebody that's we're gonna have some fun.
Sure.
We're gonna inspire some people.
Sure.
But I don't think we've ever had anybody on the G.R.I.N.D. like Tika. So this is Miss Tika Hemingway. She is a current boxer. She's just an absolute beast. I'm gonna try to maybe see if we can't come up with a video clip of some of the work that you do at your job, which is just to start whooping people's butt in the ring. She's a beast, man. Not a normal chick. You know what I mean? Don't let the hair fool you. Don't let the smile fool you. She can fight like a man. I saw it. Okay. Definitely. But her story, your story, Tika. First of all, thanks for coming.
Appreciate
and joining us on the G.R.I.N.D.
Sure.
But how you got into boxing? I know you've been. So you told me you're in a museum, a wax museum, I think, over here. 4-time world champ. Is it 4-time world champ?
Look. We have a long time. We have a long time on this podcast. So,
okay.
I'll be able to tell all of my accolades. So, you're going to have to sit down and with a pen and a pencil and really pay attention because, the accolades are long.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's rewind then and let's start at the top. How did you start on the mission of, boxing and doing what you do? Upbringing, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right here. Bam.
Okay. My upbringing was nice. Actually, I had a great upbringing. I was a superstar athlete in my own mind and on the stats. As far as basketball, I played basketball.
Oh, you was a baller?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, I'm telling you, and I was a trickster too. Yeah. So I was into the and1 and all of the handle and all of the game. My handle was crazy. Still to this day, and my jump shot, I cannot be beat in basketball. Still to this day.
Okay,
so
23 in here.
I started out playing basketball. I went to Perry Traditional Academy, and I played basketball for them. I was a top scorer. I started varsity in the 9th grade. I was recruited in the 8th grade. So I was just a superstar athlete as far as basketball. And in my mind, I was going to the WNBA. And I was. I had everything I needed to go to the WNBA. I had it, and in my mind, I was going. So that's how I, started out in my sports.
My sports and everything. A baller.
So
23.
what got you into boxing specifically?
All right, so it's a crazy story. A lot of people see, the glory, and a lot of people know who I am, but a lot of people don't know who I am, and a lot of people don't know my story. But when I was, in high school, superstar athlete, I'm gonna slow it down. I was coming home from a basketball game. We just finished winning the game. I think I put up 8 3-pointers in a row, killed it. So I'm coming home from the basketball game, and we get on the after school bus, activity bus.
Yeah.
So
take you to where you need to go, right?
Yeah.
Back.
So I got off the activity bus, coming home from school. Well, coming home from the basketball game. And it was a night game. It was about 7:30 at night. So I got home around I got off the bus around 8:30 at night. And I was walking home, and I was attacked by a man. And he brutally assaulted me right on the street, and pulled me into an abandoned house. And from then, I was brutally assaulted, for it seemed like probably 2 hours, and brutally raped. And so
first of all, I'm proud of you, and for even talking about it. Just to even talk about that shows how much that you've grown, how much you've had to overcome, and I bet you there's more people out there that you can inspire, and that will be inspired by you keeping it real. And I know how hard it is to keep it real. We talked about this story before, and I just really didn't even know if you was gonna be real like that and tell the whole real story.
Yeah.
And so I see you came here to tell the real story, and I think that's just a part of who you are. You know, it's another thing that you've overcome to get to where you are. So sorry to interrupt you.
Oh no. So no, we're gonna go back. So I know this is a G.R.I.N.D podcast, you know, and basically back to my story. I was brutally raped. So I'm a basketball star, you know, with my eyes on the WNBA, college, and I'm coming home from a basketball game where, you know, I just shined.
Right, balling.
And I was brutally assaulted and raped. I was 15. I was 15. So I was about to be 15, actually. Right. I was about to be 15. So I was 14, actually. So I was brutally raped. So then it's crazy because I never told anybody. Right. I kept it to myself all these years. So when I went home, I never told my parents. I never told my big brother. I never told my stepdad. I never told my real dad. I never told anybody I was raped because, and this is why, because I didn't want to hurt them. Mm-hmm. You know, like in that point, I'd rather for them to be mad at me and be angry than to be hurt. My brother was my protector. He was like, he always protected me. Mm-hmm. So if I would have told him what really happened, he would have been hurt. He would have been depressed. He would have been fighting through, depression for the rest of his life, wondering, you know, how he wasn't there to protect me. Mm-hmm. You know, my mom, I couldn't tell her. She was going through a divorce, you know, with my stepdad. So I couldn't tell her. I felt like I couldn't tell them. It wasn't the right time, and I felt like it would do more harm than good to tell them. They would be hurt. And my name, my last name is Hemingway. It's strong. We're like warriors, you know what I mean, in my family. We're like, you know, we're like a tribe. So it's like everybody's strong, especially the men, especially the women. We're all strong. So I felt like if I would have told them, it would have diminished everything they thought about their last name. That's how I felt in my head. So I felt like I'd rather just take this to the grave, and I'd rather just, like keep it to myself and just, you guys can hate me, but really I'm protecting you guys from a lifelong of everything. Mm-hmm. And I also felt like I was protecting myself from just the shame and the embarrassment of being a basketball star, being pulled into a house and raped. You know, I felt like I was protecting myself, and I was protecting everybody else because I didn't want the stigma. I didn't want to, oh, that's the girl who got raped. There was so much more to me than that. And there was so much more brightness and so much more like hope and so much more like just I knew, like, even when that was happening, I knew that God was going to like do something for me, even in that instance, because like when I left that apartment, I'm telling you, God spared my life there. But when I left, I was walking home and I'm bloody. I'm hurt. I'm very hurt. And I was just telling myself, like, thank you, God. I was just thanking God the whole way home, because I could have been on a wanted poster, you know, yep. teen girl, you know, gone. dead or found, teen body found in a house. Yep. So, and in a weird way, and this is before I was boxing. I was only 15 years old. I started boxing when I was 17, but in a weird way, I knew that God wasn't done with me, and I knew that there was going to be something else. You know what I mean? Like, I was going to be blessed later in a weird way when I walk home. Like, I learned a lot when I walk home.
You felt it.
I felt it, and I just knew that. I just felt like I just had to take it to the grave.
So then from there, you were pregnant. You went through with having the baby.
No. So I didn't even get to that to the viewers. So now I got brutally raped. So now I'm only I'm 15 now. Mm-hmm. So now, a few months later, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant from
what happened?
I'm pregnant from the rape, from the assault, from the sex assault. So now I have to, you know what I mean, like, answer to that. So before, I was keeping that a secret, and I was doing good keeping that to the grave. But now I'm a pregnant teen. Mm. I'm a pregnant teen now with all this hope, and I'm still innocent. I wasn't innocent, right? You know, and now I'm a pregnant teen, and now I have to answer to this. So I had a boyfriend around the time, and we weren't doing anything. We were like just boyfriend and girlfriend.
Right.
We played basketball together.
Right.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
So everybody was asking me, and I needed to come up with a story. So I just said it was him, and I just said it. I don't know. I'm sorry, but I said it was him just to spare me some time. But I was immature, but I knew that I was gonna be blessed later on. But it was just an unfortunate situation that happened to me, and I'm gonna inspire and empower a whole lot of people from just that, from just that period.
That's right.
So adding on to the rest of my story is amazing. It's just extra.
It's all extra. So you overcame that, and then you go to high school. You got a baby. Now, at what point did you start boxing, and how did that happen?
So basically, now I have a child from the man who raped me. So imagine how that was my teenage years, dealing with that and the stigma of being a teenage mother, but really. They don't even know I was raped.
Right.
But
she's there.
And I'm not even like vocal with what happened to me. So I'm just internalizing all of this. So I'm a gangster for real. But in a good positive way. So around that time I was angry, so I started fighting a lot and like robbing people, and not robbing people for like what they had. It was just robbing people just to make them mad.
Just
I don't
to do
know.
it because you were so mad. Like fuck
I was so angry. So this one night I robbed a woman, and the guy was with robbed the lady, and it wasn't nothing crazy like strong arm with a gun. It was immature. Like I grabbed her purse. It wasn't nothing crazy. So I grabbed her purse, and I went home that night, and I emptied out the contents, and I was emptying out on the floor, and I looked at her ID, and I looked at like a picture of like a family member of hers, and I just started crying. I just started like praying to God, like this is not what I want to do. I do not want to hurt people. I'm angry that this happened to me. I want to know why this happened to me, and I want to know like what's gonna happen next. Like how am I gonna like come back from this? You know what I mean? Like cause all that hope I have in my heart, I know you just ain't gonna just let that go away and be buried. So I prayed to God all night. I was crying all night, praying to God all night, crying all night. So the next morning, so the next day I was walking to one of the corner stores. In the city they have corner stores. So I was walking to the corner store, and I'm a big jokester. I'm always like laughing. I'm always like saying funny stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Didn't I send you a message threatening you on Facebook?
I don't even know. Did you?
I think I did. Already. Or was somebody else?
Probably wasn't me because I'd have clapped back at you.
It was no clap back. So basically it was somebody else. But either way it goes, they were scared. Yeah. But basically I'm a big jokester.
Yeah, I love it.
So I was walking down the street, and I saw this guy. He had on like all this army fatigue, and he's standing there. So I'm laughing at his army fatigue because like some of it was like Navy army fatigue, some of it was Army, some of, it was all different. I was just making jokes. So
cutting on him.
Cutting up.
Time.
So we got up closer, and she was like, "Oh no, I know him. He's a boxing trainer." So I was like, "Oh really? Watch this. I'm gonna ask him to train me. But listen though. Remember the night before I prayed all night, but nobody knows that. So in my spirit, I was like, I wanted more in my spirit, like. I was looking for something, like in my spirit, like I knew God was going to come into my life and work. I just didn't know when, but I was waiting on my moment, but in private, nobody knew, not even my friend. You know what I mean?
Right.
So anyway, back to the corner. So
back to the corner.
So he's standing there, and I get up closer. She's like, "Oh, I know him. He's a boxing trainer." And I said, "Oh, excuse me, sir. I hear you're a boxing trainer. I want to learn how to box. Can you train me?" I was playing. I didn't want to learn how to box. I didn't want to get trained.
You just moved, yeah.
I just want to see what he was going to say. So my clap back, my clap back could be good, and then I could just make her laugh, and we could just laugh about it later. And then
this cat came dressed.
That's it. I was messing with him. So, and he said no, and I said no, seriously, sir. I heard you're a very good boxing trainer. Can you train me? I want to learn how to box. And he said no. People say that all the time. No, and he turned his back. And I felt disrespected. Yeah. But I kept it to myself, And I kept on badgering him. And the more and more he told me no, the more and more I wanted to box in my heart and my soul. Like every time he said no, like maybe like 8 inches of my blood started boiling.
You want to beat him up then, right? You
I didn't want to beat him up. I was just boiling.
I'm going to beat you up.
I was
right
just
now.
boiling. So every time he said no, it was like boil. Every time he said no, boil. So now my whole blood is just boiling. Now I'm like, I want to box. And I'm sitting, I don't even see my friend anymore. It's me and him. So we're on the corner having a stand down. But he liked it, I think. Looking back, he liked that stand down. But I was mad. So no, I wasn't mad. I wanted it. Like I wanted to box.
Felt it.
Yeah. So he was like, if you're so serious, let's go to the gym right now. So I looked at the time. It was like 11 o'clock at night at this time.
11 p.m.
Yeah, because we were on that corner for a long time. I wasn't going anywhere.
Right.
So he said, if you're so serious, let's go to the gym right now. So I looked at my friend as in like, if I want to go, but if
you gotta
know
come
what I mean?
with me though.
Yeah.
Right.
So she ain't have no type of look on her face. So basically, I had to be the boss. So I was like, all right, let's go. So we got in his car, even though that was unsafe.
Right.
We got in his car and we went to the gym that night. We trained for about an hour, and when I got into that ring, I knew I was gonna be champion. And I've been in the ring ever since. And that man has been an awesome person in my life. What he was doing on that corner that night was, well, that evening was, he wasn't just standing there. He was ministering. He was a street minister.
Oh, really?
So,
oh, wow.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you never know who you running into, man. You just have to be.
So you was cutting on a guy who was trying to preach to you, huh?
He was preaching to
somebody else.
Matter of fact, you know who he was preaching to? He was preaching to the people that
was out there.
that you would never. That other pastors would never even talk to. He was in the hood.
Yeah,
he was on. Hood. We was on the corner of Charles Street on the north side. Like, we were in the hood. And he was talking to the gangsters on the corner. You know what I mean? They high, they blowed, you know, whatever. And he's talking to them. And I just know that, just, you know what I mean? God is amazing. Just because of my story, just right there. Just right there. And it gets better. It gets deeper than that.
So don't even. So look at. We didn't even get into the. Nothing yet, really. I mean, we didn't get into everything. There's so much more coming, but never be discouraged. If you got to look at what she did, look what she's overcome. Look at where you're at. We're just getting started. You're just getting started. Did you see her? Did you happen to see the video that I sent you?
I kind of did. I sure did. I mean, what are you doing? Who are you fighting? You're just like. I mean, you're like. I mean, you're going so fast. You're like, you're going so fast. You're like I'm like, who you out here beating up?
Hey, seriously? That's so funny. Actually, you want to know something?
Tell me.
Actually, you want to know something? Like,
he was fast. I mean, I'm like, man, she is fast.
Look, I'm like that. I'm in a gym like that every day. Like, I just showed you guys that little 14-second clip, and it was only 14 seconds. I'm in the gym like that every day. I'm on fire. Like, I'm all about success. I'm all about hard work. I'm all about perseverance. Yeah. I'm all about not giving up. I'm all about God. I'm all about not listening to people.
That's right.
Do what you want to do. I'm all about it. Let's get it.
Amen.
Sure.
Talk to us about the work that it puts in. Like, what's your schedule? What's the work that it requires to be to play at that level, fight at that level? You know, what's the things that people don't see? Like you talking about, I'm in the gym every day like that. It don't just happen.
No.
What's the work? What's the schedule?
What do you got to do?
Well, not to pat myself on the back, but I'm gonna pat myself on the back because everybody should pat themselves on the back. I think if you don't pat yourselves on the back, then you don't really want it bad enough, and you're in the wrong sport. You're in the wrong. You know what I mean? You're in the wrong life. You should pat yourself on the back, like, probably every morning when you wake up after you thank God. Pat yourself on the back, you know what I mean, for everything you accomplish, and it'll make you go further. But anyway, I'm gonna pat myself on the back real quick, and I'm gonna say, so, you know, after I started boxing, and, you know, after I got in the ring and I knew that I was gonna be champion, and me and him created that lifelong bond that we created that night in the gym that will never be broken. I knew I was going to be world champion, and I knew I was going to be a national champion at that point and I was in the amateurs. So he got I looked at the board and I knew that you had to have 5 fights in order to win your first national championship. So basically, if I won my first national championship, that means I'll be on Team USA. That's everybody's goal for the amateur, to be on Team USA. But I needed 5 fights, and I had to get 5 fights. So this man went around and I don't know what he did, but he got me 5 fights very quickly. So I trained for a year, in and out, every day. Like, when he wasn't with me, I was still training. I was still, you know what I mean, focused, because in my heart, I still had that hope. I still had a desire. Like, because, you know what I mean, what happened to me in that house, I knew it wasn't going to break me, and I knew that there was more. And I knew, you know what I mean, one day I was going to inspire and empower. So, you know what I mean, I was going to put that behind me and work right now, and then come back. And then get everybody else who's ever been in that position, in that situation.
So that's juice, right?
You know what I mean? That's my goal. Give them that juice. Right. You know what I mean? In life and in the ring. So I won my first national championship with 5 fights. That's very hard to do. Winning a national championship basically means that you beat everybody in the United States.
Say it again.
So winning a national championship means that you beat everyone in the United States.
Okay.
And I did that with 5 fights. So he got me 5 fights real quick. And I beat everybody in the United States. I became a national champion, and I got on Team USA. I started traveling the world. I've been all around the world. Been in Siberia, Ukraine, Ecuador, Argentina, India, just wherever, pick it. I've been there. And it's all because, God first. It's all because, I didn't give up. I didn't
give up.
I didn't like just, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't give up. I didn't, I didn't give up.
That's right.
I didn't give up. And I've been all around the world. And now I'm in the Hans History Sports Museum. I have a permanent exhibit in the Hans History Sports Museum, and that speaks volumes, because I'm still alive. I'm still boxing. You know what I mean?
What is that?
Basically, the Hans History Sports Museum is a museum with all the elite athletes, in the world, and in Pittsburgh. It's part of Smithsonian. Basically, I have a permanent exhibit, which means that when I die, it's in there.
Still there. Stayed in
when
there,
I
right.
when I
you there.
What does it say?
What does it say?
Yeah.
It has one of my belts in it. It has a pair of gloves. It has a pair of shoes. It has it has like a uniform, and basically it has a little short biography of my accolades at that time. And I say at that time like strongly, because at that time. So and I'm a 4-time.
Let's go.
So right now I'm a 4-time national champion. I'm a 4-time national champion, which means I beat everybody in the United States 4 times, and those are the 4 national championships that I went to. So imagine if I went to more. And I'm also in a museum. I've been all around the world with Team USA, and I'm just, a lit person.
What's next?
I just turned pro. I just signed a crazy, nice, good contract with Split T Management. So I'm doing good with that. So basically, I'm getting ready for my first pro fight. Coronavirus and everything.
Yeah.
But
so what does it take? So many say they want to fight. What does it take for you to fight? Like how did you grind this out? Like, what does it take for you to do that?
To be honest, I look for different things. Like, I don't train people, but I do look at people a lot.
To be like them, like their fatigue or what?
Well, what does it take to do what? To be a champion?
Yeah.
To be honest,
4-time.
I told you, like, I look at different things. Like to me, what it takes is for you to listen. If you listen, you will learn something. Like, if you listen, I could take you far. I don't care I don't care what you got. You could be 0 and 10, like the worst boxer in the world. But if I tell you, like, left, right, and you do that, I could take you so far.
We can work with that.
because you listen.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't
listen.
just listen. Just listen.
It's
That's
crazy
it.
how many people won't listen that ain't even ever been a champ before. You listen to somebody that's been a champ. They're talking about listening. That as soon as you started with that with me, I'm like, that's it right there. That's the rare stuff that separates people is what she's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Just them inches of being able to listen. Who inspires you, and who has inspired you?
I got this question before about who inspires me, and to be honest, like I think my journey in life is a little bit different. Has been a little bit different with what I overcame and what I'm trying to, get. I mean, achieve. So that question is a little bit different when people ask me that, like who inspires me? Like, I don't care about your work ethic. I don't care about people's work ethic. I really don't. I care about character. I care about integrity. I care about how they treat the people that can't help them. Like, I really, I'm inspired by great people. So I'm inspired by you, Simon.
I'm inspired by you.
Like, I sought you out, and I was watching you on social media for a little bit.
No, you didn't. I know you keep trying to take the credit. You shared something, gave me a little comment, little bit of love, and then I said, you got to get this, see if this chick want to come meet with me. I want to holler at her in person. Is that true or not true? Keep it 100.
You know what? I think
if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Is that true?
Tell me.
I think it was mutual then. I think it was mutual.
All right.
But I'm inspired by you because your character, and like I see how everyone, looks up to you and like just wants to be like you, follow you. Like, look, I was drinking Giant Eagle water. Is it Giant Eagle?
It is Giant Eagle.
Look, now I'm drinking Essential Overachieving H2O.
I think we have a lot of our viewers drinking this
I put
water.
some BCAAs in it this morning because because I had a meeting with Simon and he put BCAAs into my drink. So now I put some, that's
I mean, I just noticed again, like your arm is like big as mine again. Like you,
I don't know about that.
Your forearm, no, just the forearm right here, man.
But I like character and integrity and all of that. Like,
I felt that when I met you. It wasn't what I expected, and I expected it to be good. I mean, I know what it takes to be at that level. I've heard that you were a good boxer. I didn't know the complete story. I didn't know everything. Right. But I'm just flying, So I just knew you. I knew you were good. That was it. And then I started to I could tell a lot about a person by just watching. I pick up on things that other people can't pick up on, and so I'm like, man, something special about her. I want to holler at her. I want to meet her in person and see. And then from there, when I met you, as much as my expectation level was high based on what I knew of you, it went to a whole nother level. It was your spirit walked before you. Like, I met your spirit before I met you. You know what I mean?
That's how it should be.
And I just felt it. And man, I try to have that type of spirit, you know what I mean? So I feel like, man, I felt your spirit, and I'm like, all right. And then when I started to learn your heart and you put all those things together, I'm like, man, you just such a rare breed, special story. Everybody needs to hear this. Right. There's girls out there, there's women out there, there's men out there, there's people that need to be inspired by your story. And you were talking to me about, man, you just started getting comfortable with telling the whole story, and I don't know if you've ever even said it publicly.
Listen. Actually, this is the first time publicly I've ever shared my story. I just told, like I said, when I was a teenager, I kept it to myself. I stayed 10 tones down. I knew it would come out later, but it wasn't the right time. I could have destroyed a whole freaking village, and I do understand why people don't come out. And I want you guys listening to understand that I do understand why people don't come out, and the statute of limitations for, sexual assault crimes is so long because of,
stuff like that.
Stuff like this.
Right.
But I forgot what was the question.
You gonna be like, I remember Layla Ali. She had but it was Ali's daughter, so she already came in with the, you know what I mean, with a little juice, and she was good. But like, I could see you being that the Serena, the like you can inspire and help so many people, and you just got the whole. I just want the whole. Everybody needs to know about you, because there's a bunch of people that you're gonna be able to impact and help, and everybody needs to know about you.
And I got out the mud. Like, I got out the mud. You guys heard my story. So imagine the mental anguish I went through as a teenager. Everybody thinking that.
Still smile on your face.
You know what I mean?
Still saying,
and guess what?
You believe in the Lord. Like, how many people would that happen to? And they say, you know what? Opposite of what your response was.
When I was walking, like when I was like that long walk home, I said, you know what, God is gonna bless me. Like it was weird. It was like a weird thing of like hope. Like look, man, don't just God will bless you. Don't worry. So that's
what you're in the midst of.
Yeah, and look, listen. And I work hard.
Right.
I work hard. Like my amateur record, 100 wins, 13 losses. 100 wins, 13
How did they
losses.
find 13 people to beat you? I'd love to see those.
That was like early, like when I first got on Team USA, I would like go to like freaking
all over the place.
I'll go to
Early.
Russia.
Because you was on Team USA, how many years into the game?
Yeah, I was on Team USA for like ever. You know, I got
within when though? Like when did it start? Second year, third year, fifth year?
My second year. So like
that's fast.
Yeah, and I only had 5 fights, so like I would go to like Russia, place like second in like the world championships.
Yeah.
So that means you got 1 loss. So it was like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you know, a couple of them was to a world champion right now, but I don't even want to speak her name.
Yeah.
But I fought in the Olympic trials in 2016 and 2012. So in the finals,
that's crazy.
I fought Clarissa Shields in the 2012, Olympic finals and 2016 Olympic finals. So basically, whoever won would have went to the Olympics. So
Damn.
it was out of me and her.
Yeah.
But I'm a getter.
Three tips to step back. Step back from the just boxing and just in general, because success breeds success. I think that success leaves clues. What 3 tips would you be giving somebody out there right now that you think it takes to be great? You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless, somebody could tell them I'm in one of the main business. I'm in the insurance business, but I play football, and now I'm in the jiu-jitsu, and it's been 11 years in jiu-jitsu, right. And all this time, I could see so many similarities. If you want to be great over here, it's the same shit it takes to be great over here. It's the same shit it takes to be great over here. A little bit different, but inside, it's the same. It's the same. What 3 tips would you give on somebody being successful?
See, my tips are weird.
That's okay. We didn't come for normal. We didn't come for same thing, everybody. Give me the 3 tips.
All right. So, in my head, right? All right, this is all right, so look, I'm going to change it around. So this is how I stay focused, and this is, I'm going to give you 3 tips on how I stay focused.
Love it.
I understand, and this is how my brain works, because I think my brain works weird. So I understand that people, like, operate on like different levels. So you have to really like just understand like what level of person that they are and talk to them on their level. You know what I mean? And like, hold on, I messed up. So basically, how you stay focused.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, I stay focused.
You're making sense to me though so far.
Yeah. So I'll talk later about that. But basically, I just don't give up. I don't listen to everybody. I don't.
What do you mean by don't listen to everybody? Because one minute you saying I'm coachable, I listen. Then the next minute I don't listen. But I know what you mean. I don't want somebody else to get confused. Tell them what you mean by that.
All right. I have a certain group of people of mentors and of like coaches that I really put on a pedestal, and I really, really like value their opinion and everything. And we're on the right track. And we're all focused on achieving the same goal. So when you're focused on achieving the same goal, you have to surround yourself with people who understand that goal.
Agree.
You know what I mean? So when I say I don't listen to everybody, I listen to everybody. When they talk, I listen. But I don't only
take it to heart unless it's from that.
Only that group of people really, really like gets into my core, into my soul, and can really like alter and can really make an effect on, my next move. So now that I got focused on the question, that's the best answer. Like, you listen to everybody. You can listen, can learn.
Right. You
can learn from everybody you encounter, but you have to have a certain small group of people that you really, really listen to. Like, for instance, if I'm in a gym.
Because you can't listen to everybody, because you're going to have haters.
Yep.
You're gonna have critics. You're gonna have boos. You're gonna have, you know what I mean. You can't listen to everybody, and you're gonna have people that shouldn't be giving you advice, that are not qualified to give you advice, that are giving you advice, and that's where so many people go wrong. They just start listening to whatever somebody's opinion is, and they ain't even seeing if they qualified. Would I even want that person's advice on that subject?
Example, that's like if I'm in a ring fighting, I'm in there like she good, I'm good, and we're toe for toe. We're in an intense fight. only person I'm listening to is my coaches. I'm not listening to the crowd. I'm not listening to, you know, the people who got the VIP seats. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean by, you know what I mean?
Focus.
Only listen to your team. Only listen to your team. So like that's one thing, you know what I mean, by basically not listening to everybody, but listening at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, so
love it.
and staying focused on God. God keeps you focused. God keeps you on the right track. God talks to you. God will like just guide you in the right direction. I believe if you focus on God, you have different qualities as far as like, you know, character, integrity. You want to be good. You're striving to, you know what I mean, like just be a better person. So I mean, you keeping your focus on God, it just keeps you grounded and just keeps your core like just amazing. Just keep you being a great person. So that's what I mean by focus on God. So don't listen to everybody. Focus on God and work. Like literally, don't be afraid to work. People are scared to work. Like you scared to work. Like listen, I box. I'm a goon for real. Like don't let the cute face fool you. I will knock you out quick.
Yeah.
But for real, I'm a goon quick. So it's like don't be afraid to work out. Like a lot of my friends, like I can't hang out with them in traditional ways. You know what I mean? So if they want to see me, they got to see me in the gym. So come to the gym and y'all can watch me work out.
Come on. This is fire what you're saying right here. This,
you know
people don't
what I mean?
understand
so like,
this.
I'll tell them a
we
time.
staying here for a minute. We're about to live here.
Or they'll say like, yeah, I want to lose. I want to get my stomach right. Or yeah, I want my kid to box, but I'll tell you the time you don't want to show up. Or I give you the blueprint. The blueprint's right there. Like the blueprint to success is right in front of your face. Like listen, if somebody gives me a paper and say, look, this is the blueprint. This is what you need to do to achieve your goals. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open up the book and I'm like, dang. And I'm going to work. And a lot of people, they got the blueprint right in front of their faces, but they just want to work. They scared. What you scared of? Like you gotta do it afraid. You gotta work while you scared. Like me, before I get in the ring, you got think, man. Sometimes
keep it real.
Sometimes look, listen. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I do not have time for this today. Like, you see how big this chick is? Yeah. Anybody who's ever coached me know how I am behind closed doors. But guess what? I do it afraid. I get my hands wrapped, which is the worst part of boxing because, you know, you can't turn back. Right, you locked in. You know what I mean? When I'm getting my hands wrapped, that's when it all come out. I'm like, oh. I start looking around. Yeah. I start looking around. But I'm saying, like, I do it afraid. Like, I get my hands wrapped, I put my gloves on. I'm scared the whole time. I'm mouthpiecing. I'm scared the whole time. My music playing. I'm scared the whole time. I'm walking out. I'm scared the whole time. I get in that ring. Guess what?
Okay, Tyson.
Facts.
Okay, Tyson.
Facts.
Did you see that Tyson video? That says this?
I did, but I wasn't thinking about the Tyson video.
Yeah,
it was
but you see the similarities?
But that's what I said. Like a lot of people compare me to Tyson, and I am. Like I'm a veteran in the pro game as far as like my skill level, but in the pros, I'm just getting started.
They sleeping on you?
They look, listen, my first fight is not gonna be my first fight. So, you know what I mean? It's not gonna be my first fight, so I'm gonna have a lot of fun in a pro game or whatever. And you know, right. I'm excited to just, you know, have my story be told and people to just get to know me.
It's amazing, you know, to me the amount of people that need to still be introduced to you. You know, it's like as soon as I heard this, I'm like, man, you just gotta. More people need to be encouraging you, be inspired by you, supporting you, all of that. How do you have this and not get behind it? How do you have this and not know it or recognize it, especially if you're local? How are you from the city of Pittsburgh and you got somebody that is this and that you're not behind supporting, finding motivation, finding people for them to motivate, being inspired yourself by? Only way it could be is either you're not exposed or you're a hater. That's the only way it could be. Yeah. You know, I said that about Kama the other day. Like, man, it's either you know something I don't know, or you got to be a hater, you know, to not root for that type of person in that situation, or you just don't know. Right. You know what I mean? So what our job is to do is to just help them know. Right. And then they can decide if they want to be a hater or not. But I think you need to people need to know who you are. So how would somebody find you on social media? Facebook, what do they look up? Instagram, what do they look up?
All right, so I'm just getting my Instagram, you know, back together. Yeah, so you know, I'm a little, you know, lame on Instagram, but I'm on there though. So hit me up on Instagram at Tika Hemingway. You can find me on Facebook, Tika Hemingway. Everything is Tika Hemingway, so definitely look me up and definitely inbox
that
me.
Video.
I talk to everybody. There's definitely gonna be more videos because that video
20,000 views
off that video.
Off that one video. And she tells me, "Oh, that's every day. That's all. That's all." But I said you need to put it out there. People don't need to. People need to see it. I don't have time. I'm not a huge consumer of social media, and I had to stop and say, "What the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell is that?" You know what I mean? So y'all got to check that out. So it's just easy. Tika Hemingway, Instagram, Facebook. And maybe for the right amount of support and followers, we're gonna let her punch Perm in the stomach. She's trying to punch me over here. I said, all right, we gotta wait on that. We're gonna book it. I said, I see what you're doing over there. I see what it is. So go ahead.
Simon put me in an arm bar in his office. Just to let you guys know. Simon put me in an arm bar.
No, it wasn't like that. You so silly. You guys know. She was trying to work me in between. I mean, she was trying to sucker punch me. She was trying to drill me in the ribs. She got me
twisted my arm.
I said, okay, I see you. I see you. All right, so here it is. This is part one. We got to come back. We got to come back. But this is part one.
It's part one of it.
Tika, thank you for joining me and Big Perm. Thanks for coming on the Grindcast. We appreciate you. Thanks for joining everybody. Thanks for listening. Please share if you know people that need to be inspired by someone. Share this story. Share Tika's information. And keep supporting. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Grindcast. Get ready. It's a new day.
Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast, bud.